Are you a part-time YouTuber or are you a full-time YouTuber? Are you thinking about being a part-time YouTuber or a full-time YouTuber? I hope in this video to help you figure out what's the best path for you. Seth Godin, in his book, This is Strategy, he says this: the speed of the odometer does not tell you how fast you're going to get there. You may be driving in circles. I want to help you not drive in circles on your way to YouTube success. Hi, this is old Mike, old me living better. If you ain't dead, you ain't done. Alexa and I started our YouTube channels in 2024. Alexa started hers around May of 2024. I started mine in September of 2024. Alexa's in her mid 40s. I think she's about 45. I'm 81. Oh, my word. She has 36,000 subscribers. I have 26,000 subscribers. She has over 200 videos. I have 36 videos. She got monetized in 10 weeks. I got monetized in 9 weeks. She does long videos and short videos. I only do long videos. Alexa does 3 videos a week. I'm lucky to do 1 video a week. However, Alexa and I share some of the same commitments, the 4 areas of commitment that I believe it's important whether you're full-time or part-time, and I want to share some of the differences in those commitments between being full-time and part-time. So the first commitment has to do with personal commitment. Alexa and I both came to YouTube in vastly different ways. Alexa was in her mid-40s. She was fired from her job. No income almost overnight. She determined as a personal commitment to herself that she was no longer going to work for somebody else and somebody else was going to be the boss. I'm going to link to one of her videos where she says, become your own CEO. It's a terrific video, and it shows you the kind of a commitment it takes to replace your entire income. Alexa replaced her entire income in about 6 months. Now, I came to YouTube in a much different way. I came because in my retirement, I wanted to add some additional income. Some people call that a side hustle. I wasn't looking to create a 6-figure income. I wasn't looking to replace an income. I didn't need to do that. I needed additional income. And so that's kind of how I got into starting my YouTube channel. I'll leave a link to how I did it at the end of the video, how I started my channel at 80 years old. But Alexa and I had one thing in common with our personal commitment. Even though we came to starting our channels with different reasons for different motivations, we were both all in. We're both all in. You watch my video on how I started at 80 years old, you'll see I'm all in. You watch Alexa's video that I've linked below, she was all in. So the first commitment has to be your personal commitment. Why are you doing this? What's the motivation for you starting a YouTube channel? Second commitment has to do with your time. Oh, my word. The time involved in doing a full-time YouTube channel versus a part-time YouTube channel, man, can be vastly different. In Alexa's video, you'll hear her talking about how she gave up everything. She gave up all of her other social media. She gave up Netflix. She pretty much just concentrated on taking care of her 3 kids, her husband, and YouTube. That was it. She just lived and breathed YouTube, because of her desire to have to replace that income that she lost through getting fired. So for me, when I started my YouTube channel as a part-timer, I didn't have to make a lot of adjustments in my schedules. I didn't change a lot of things. Yeah, I put in some time during the first 3 months in planning my channel, but once I got my channel up and going, and producing one video a week, I can do that in anywhere from 1 to 4 or 5 hours. I can carve out 1 to 4 or 5 hours in my day as a part-timer pretty easily, or 1 to 4 or 5 hours in a week. I tend to do everything in a day or two. But if you're going to do this full time, you don't have the luxury of doing it a little bit here and a little bit there. You've got to be committed to doing it full time. So again, Alexa and I, in terms of time, she was all in for the amount of time that she was going to put into it, that she knew she had to put into it. And I was all in for the amount of time that I was going to do it. Yeah, it changes from week to week, but there is a time commitment, and you need to evaluate that part-time versus full-time. And number 3 is a financial commitment. You will hear in Alexa's story, if you listen to her channel and her videos, that she invested into a paid course to get her off the ground with her channel. I believe she spent somewhere in the neighborhood of $4,000, maybe more. It involved coaching and involved a course. So she had an initial investment into her education of going full-time with YouTube. On the other hand, I put zero investment into it. I spent 3 months doing my own research. Yeah, I probably spent $4,000 worth of my time doing it. But so I did my own research. I did my own planning. Nobody helped me. I just watched free videos to get off the ground. But my financial, I wouldn't call it commitment because I'm a gadget geek. From the time I started my channel up until now, I've probably spent $4,000 or $5,000 on equipment. I've got a 4K screen. I've got a Mac Mini 2, one of the new ones. I've got speakers. I got an Osmo Pocket 3 camera. I got a couple of other cameras. I've got my my Rode mic and stand and my setup and everything else involved. So I invested quite a bit into things I really don't need. I started doing my videos in the very beginning with just my phone. That's it. Me and my phone. That's all you need. Now, I quickly upgraded to having a microphone, a wireless mic, because the sound is really important. You don't have to invest a lot of money into gear, and you don't have to invest a lot of money, especially if you're a part-timer, into courses. Now, a lot of people do, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're a full-timer, you're going to go at this full-time, and you don't have the experience, investing in a course is a good idea. Alexa offers courses now, and there's a lot of courses around that you can take advantage of, but it's a financial investment. When you're going into YouTube, especially full-time, you have to think about what it's going to cost you for the various aspects of your learning, the various aspects of your equipment, and a host of other things. When you're doing it part-time, you can do it pretty much on the cheap. So number 4 is goal commitment. What kind of goals are you going to set up as a full-time content creator versus a part-time content creator? This is very important. This may be the most important part of the video to understand. As a part-time content creator, the monetization and the income goals that I had, now this is only for those of you that want to get monetized and make some money on the side with this as a part-timer. Your income's going to be pretty much passive. I got monetized in 9 weeks. I think I said that Alexa got monetized in 10 weeks. In 6 months, she had replaced her income, which I believe her goal was $4,000 a month. She achieved that in 6 months. Matter of fact, she's got one or 2 week period where she made $70,000 over a couple of weekends. So she's had some great success with that. On the other hand, old Mike, part-timer, my goal was the end of 2025. We're in the middle of it now. The end of 2025, I wanted to be making $1,000 a month in in income from my part-time channel. So through AdSense, affiliates, and Buy Me Coffee, those are all passive kinds of income. The three of those combined, I'm averaging a little over $600 a month from my part-time YouTube channel. I think I will easily, by the end of 2025, hit my $1,000 a month. On the other hand, if you're going to do full-time, you have to look at it from an active monetization revenue stream. You may have to have a weekly email. You may need a membership platform. You may need to sell digital products. You may need to offer coaching. You may need to negotiate sponsorships. Now, all of this relates to your time commitment. If you're going to do weekly emails and gather those emails through a funnel system, you're going to build a membership platform. Alexa has a Skool platform. If you're going to sell digital products, Alexa has digital products. She has things that you can buy. You can buy a course as a digital product. She does coaching. So you can do one-on-one coaching with her. I think she does some group coaching also. Not sure she has any sponsorships or not. But the point is to be full-time and active. Not only does it take time, but it takes a real commitment. You have to carve out time to do coaching. You have to carve out time to create your digital content. So I make a distinction between part-timers. I think part-timers, we need to stick to passive kind of income. If we're going to do anything active, maybe bring in one thing at a time. Don't bring in too many. I actually tried to do that and burned myself out just thinking about it. I didn't do anything. I went nuts thinking about it. I wasted a lot of time thinking about it. But if you're a part-timer and you're looking for the passive incomes, get monetized, get an Amazon affiliate. That brings me in to sometimes $300 a month, just my Amazon affiliate. So you combine that with the Buy Me Coffee, again, which is you can buy me coffee, and people do that. So those three things, just AdSense, my affiliate program, Buy Me Coffee. Sometimes I'm making $600, $700. I've made up to $900 in a month. Average right now is about $650 a month. On the other hand, if you need to produce and replace a full-time income, you need to approach YouTube with a full-time mindset. So here's a bonus that I think is really important. If you're a part-timer like I am, you can learn from full-timers and people in front of you. Alexa's only 4 or 5 months in front of me, but I've learned an awful lot from her. Now, I'm not paid for any of her courses, and I've watched all of her free content. I've watched free content from other creators. But you can learn so much from people that are in front of you, some of them not very far in front of you. I've learned so much from Alexa, watching her videos, being a part of her Skool membership group. It's free, 2,000 or so people in there, a lot of sharing going on. It's a great community. But all of that takes time for Alexa to manage, to be involved in. Yes, the Skool group acts as a funnel. A lot of her clients come from there. I'm happy to send people there. And if you go there and you sign up for her course, I don't get any discount, and I don't get any commission if you sign up. I'm just happy to help other people. So the key is here to learn from people in front of you, learn from those who are full-time, but don't necessarily try to copy them. In other words, learn their best practice. There's a host of gurus that I really love and I support, but I'm not going to become them because I'm not going to do all of the things that they do. But they talk about best practice and the way to do videos, the way to create a video. You can learn all of those things by watching those who are in front of you 3 4 months or 3 4 5 years or longer. Learn from the full timers, the experts, but you don't necessarily have to become a full timer to be a successful YouTube creator. You can do that as a part timer. I think I'm doing that pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. I'm way beyond my goals already. As part of the bonus tips, I want to make sure to give a shout out to Seth Godwin's book, This is Strategy. I've talked about his book before, The Dip, which is worth reading. Strategy has not been out for very long. It's a terrific book. It's actually one of the best books I think I've ever read. Every YouTube creator needs to read this book. I'll leave a link in the description where you can buy one using one of my Amazon affiliate. So, by the way, if you want to get some of my stickers or some of my other merch, use the link in the description below to my spread shop. You can buy me a cup of coffee, sign up for email, leave me a comment. Also, in the comment section, are you full time? Are you part time? Are you having any success with it? Let me know, okay? This is old Mike, old me, living better. If you ain't dead, you ain't done. I am hoping that whatever your journey is, full time or part time, you'll be a great success.